Holy hell. Welcome, everybody. Dr. Duck Vuong, world famous bariatric surgeon, author of 13 books. Today is October 30th. That's important because everything changes so quickly these days with COVID. You know, I want to talk about the stupid fucking number of COVID cases in America hit 90,000 plus yesterday, 90,000 plus. And yet our leadership in the White House says that we're just rounding the corner, that this will soon be over. What is the point? Good God. That even Donald Trump Jr., his son, said all doctors were morons. Did you guys see that? Doctors were morons, and there's much about to do nothing. Deaths are almost over. These numbers are so low. And yesterday we hit over 90,000 cases, and we have over 1,000 deaths in America. Europe is in the middle of a second wave, looking bad. Deaths are going up, and this White House administration is just a laughingstock. Again, this is not a political post. If a Democrat was saying the same thing, I'd be taking the same tone. That this is really, really, really awful leadership. In addition to that, I'm going to talk about why the fuck is the CDC allowing cruise ships to start opening up in November. Have you heard this? Have you heard that cruise ships? First of all, who's going on a cruise anytime soon? Are you that special sort of stupid? Would you actually go on a cruise ship in November or December if you could? Really? So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about Regeneron. You know, Trump is touting Regeneron as a miracle cure. I took it. I'm like Superman. No, the fuck you're not. You are not. You know, I could jump over that fence. No, you can't. You're 74 years old. You're high risk. You got lucky. Regeneron paused its trial in patients just like him. Patients just like him requiring oxygen. Now, some people would sit there and say that, you know, it's the sickest of the sick patients. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's ventilated patients and people with high flow oxygen. I don't know what level of oxygen, but we know that President Trump, when he had coronavirus, had oxygen. So let me say some hellos. If you're watching this on the replay, you can fast forward to the 5-minute mark. Prove to the world I'm internationally famous. Sheila Fryer says, hell no. And completely insane to open cruises. Nope. Would not, Jeremy. Don't do it. Where are you guys calling from? Alex, Tiffany, Palomo is in Houston. I'm in Houston too. No, that's right, because your life does depend on it. No way. Nope. Yes, he had COVID-19. We know that for a fact. Holland, see, my first example. So Belgium is a European hotspot. Sweden is numbers are going crazy. Norway, all these numbers. Finland, they're all going up. Be careful, right? That's right. Can't go. Jason Wrench. People are not in their right mind. Florida's in the house. Where are you watching from, everybody? Where are my international people? Garfield, New Jersey. You know, I don't really have anything to say, Jamie Dent. I'm just flabbergasted. So if you are flabbergasted, you know, I'm your famous patient 140 now. It says Facebook user, so I don't know who you are. Mexico's watching. What's up, San Miguel de Allende? Quebec, Kyle, buddy. Looking sharp. Nice profile pic. That's awesome. Hit share for me. We're going to get going here in 1 minute. Christine Kelly in Florida. Stay safe. Florida will peak again. Westminster, Maryland, Angela Mahosky. All right. Lansing, Illinois, Freddie Butler's in the house. Connecticut's in the house. Toronto's in. Ooh, look at that. Sherry in Toronto. Allentown, Boston, PA. Be careful, Mercedes. PA is not good. Wichita, Kansas in the house. Look at this. Kim Simpkins from British Columbia is in the house. Seattle, Washington. Stay safe up there. Nova Scotia. Uh-oh. Oh, man, that was bad. I remember when all that was happening, man. So good morning, Mary Riders in Canada. Fort Lauderdale's in the house. Phoenix, Arizona's in the house. And Melbourne. I love Melbourne. Melbourne's cool. Cool little town. Chrissy, Marianne, Lewis in the house. Davenport, Iowa. I've been there. I've been to Davenport. California, stay safe. Stay safe, Rubinia. Saskatchewan, like the Muppet Show. Joanne Curry, what's up? From UK. I can ship COVID rapid tests to Canada. UK's made it through customs. Australia made it through customs. So that could happen. New Jersey, watch out. It's going to get hot there, New Jersey. Newburgh, New York. It's about to get hot. All right. Wyoming, hot zone in Wyoming. Maybe. Jackson, what else is hot over there? Not much, huh? Maryland, Vegas, be careful. Tyler, Texas. Bruce Wayne, I grew up in Longview, brother. All right. St. George, Utah. Beautiful country. Beautiful area right there. Tampa, Florida. Portland's numbers are going nuts. We're going to talk about stupidity. Listen, guys, full disclosure, I have nothing really to say. This is going to be a Friday night venting session. I was actually I'm not going to do a Facebook Live tonight because I really got nothing to add, but I am just so tired. I am really just tired of this. Who's tired? But that's the trap. We're tired of the coronavirus, but the coronavirus is not tired of us. So real quick, I got to pay the bills. Every month I do a weight loss challenge. I have a secret group. It's called, it's the Dr. V Tribe, the Weight Loss Challenge. You can go to weightlosschallenge.com and you can sign up. Enrollment is open right now, all the way through Sunday. So you only have this weekend to sign up. For less than $1 a day, you're going to get a Facebook Live with me. I've been talking about coronavirus since April. We shifted. I've been preparing my people in the challenge about coronavirus. I said we were going to have high numbers of forest fires, wildfires, which we've had. We were going to have crazy numbers of hurricanes. This was back in June when hurricane season started. And I know Zeta just hit Louisiana, but guess what, motherfuckers? Guess what? There's another depression forming in the Gulf right now. In the Caribbean right now, another formation is happening. Not to mention a typhoon, one of the deadliest, biggest typhoons in history hit Vietnam a couple of days ago. So we got crazy ass weather patterns. I've been preparing my people in the challenge for the stock market crash. We've been talking about, what to do with your stimulus checks, where to put your money. We've been talking about the mind body connection. So this is not just a weight loss challenge. It's a mind body spirit connection challenge. All right. So enrollment is open now and it closes on Sunday. So go to weightlosschallenge.com, join my secret group. You get a daily Facebook Live with me where I talk about the mind body connection. It's about an hour Facebook Live every single day. You'll get an email from me with things to do every single day, YouTube videos to watch. We work on meditation, gratitude journaling. We partnered with Food 2.5 with Sandy Rask, who's taught over 300 people how to cook. We do live cooking demonstrations. We have a triple certified exercise therapist who will give you easy stretching tips. We're not here to bulk you up. We've got an amazing secret community of over 2,000 like-minded people for less than $1 a day. You can be part of that tribe. Check it out, weightlosschallenge.com. Okay, so that's paying the bills. All right. Thank you, guys. Let's get started. Seriously, this is going to be nonstop. That's right. If you're bothered by swearing, don't watch. It's that simple. I love it. We're going to talk, or I'm going to do a lot like Tara here. We're just going to bring up people like this. Julie, we're going to talk about climate change. Who doesn't want to buy great business on sale? That's right, brother. You can get my COVID test kits on if you message me on my fan page on Facebook, Dr. Vong. All right, so let's see what you got. If you had 5 minutes to advise President-elect on coronavirus, what would you lay out to him or her? I would say that, let me get my rant, but this is David. This is a good thing. If it was Trump, he wouldn't listen, so I wouldn't bother. It's everything Dr. Fauci is talking about. But I would probably say just don't mislead the people. We're grown-ups. Doesn't matter if it's Biden or whoever. We can take the hard news. We're Americans. We are Americans. We lead the world. We lead by example. So don't mislead us. We've been through wars, disasters. We are strong people. We can handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. We can fucking handle the truth. You didn't need to sugarcoat it. You didn't need to make us panic. Like Angela Merkel didn't panic Germany. She said it the way it was. They shut down. Italy shut down. Mayor Cuomo, Governor Cuomo in New York, every single day was very calm, just said the numbers, just said the science, just let the doctor speak. He messed up. You know, he got people out of the hospitals and back to nursing homes before we realized that's not a good move. We wouldn't do that again, right? So that's what I would say. And it doesn't matter which president. You're totally right. But let me do some ranting. Can we do some ranting? Let's start with the leadership. Okay. First of all, Mel V, you are absolutely right about leadership. Yesterday, United States hit 90,700 cases with over 1,000 deaths. Let me share my screen with you real quick. I will pull this up. All right. Okay, this is the New York Times, but every other one has also shown this, right? Let me talk about the world. The number of cases in the world is up. Yesterday, 543,000 cases. So every 2 days, we're going to hit a new million. So it's going to go 45.3 million. Tomorrow will be 46 million. The next day will be 46.5 million, 47 million. Y'all get the idea. Every 2 days, we're going to go up another million, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50 million. This number of deaths is going up 20%. So 7,000 is going to go up again, another 1,400. So tomorrow will be 8,500 deaths tomorrow, right? If this trend is going to keep going. And as we talked about, Europe is in its second wave. Now, some people in the White House would say, well, look at us. We're doing so much better. Some people, I'm not going to name names, but it rhymes with rump, says, Europe is a disaster. We are doing much better than you. No, they're not. No. They got over their first wave because they shut down hard. American, we are on our third peak. We're on our third peak of this wave. Of the first wave. In Europe, they got a half decent summer. They had a summer where they could go out a little bit, they could open their businesses. And yes, they have to close back down, but look at America. America never got down to baseline. You see this? This is New York Times. And when we were panicking, we hit 34,000 cases. We had to shut down. We got back down to 20,000 cases. And these idiots who are our leaders said, we got to open her up. And they opened it up. And for the first 2 weeks, see, we're doing good. Not realizing there's a fucking lag time of 3 weeks. Sure enough, 3 weeks later, after opening up, look, we hit the spike. We were panicking. We hit about 70,000 cases, 75,000 cases in one day, July 16th. That was the most we had. And we were like, oh, shit, not working. Texas is on fire. Florida's on fire. California's on fire. We better shut her back down. We shut it back down. And then we get to September, 52,000 cases. What happens? Leadership in the White House rhymes with rump says, we got to go back to school. We got to get back to school. We got to open up universities. Universities are big-ass hedge funds. If you don't understand this about American universities, they are not even universities anymore. They are big conglomerates of hedge funds, basically. They've got huge amounts of money and foundations, billion-dollar foundations. God forbid they shut down for one fucking semester. God forbid they hurt returns for one semester. Now look, open back up September, October, November. Tomorrow is Halloween. Yesterday, October 29th, 90,728 cases. But you guys are always talking about cases. Those are cases, man. Tell me about deaths. 1,000 fucking deaths. Let's scroll down. All right, Uncle Billy, Aunt Sally, you really sound stupid. If you have a friend, I'm warning you right now, this is going to be a major rant session because I'm so frustrated with the idiocy that's happening here. The stupidity of people. You're talking about cases, and what about deaths? Deaths are low. What is low about 1,000 people dying? If you had 3 jet planes crashing every fucking day, Mr. Rump, If 3 Boeing jet planes were crashing every day, every 8 fucking hours, a 747 was crashing, would you be saying, oh, we're rounding the corner? It's just a few deaths. Look how many planes go. Look how many flights there are. Look how many planes there are. This is no reason to shut down planes. No reason to shut down flights. We are doing much better than European flights. No, we're not. But, they went from 0 plane flights crashing a day up to 1. They had 1,000, an infinite increase in plane deaths. We're staying the same. We've been at 1,000. We've been had 3 plane crashes a day for the last 2 months. We haven't had any increase. 3 plane crashes a day means 0 increase for the last month. But Europe is now up to 1 plane crash a day. That's a million-fold increase. Look at the percentage increase in Europe. We are winning. That's when they're lying to us. This is why I'm so fucking frustrated. Y'all, does that make sense to y'all? This is Statistics 101. We've been having 3 airplanes crash, 3 747s crash every single day. Look at this death chart. Every single day, we've been having 3 plane deaths since September. 1,000, every single day, 3 jet planes. So that basically means it's stable. In medical terms, the patient is stable. And so by Trump's logic, we're doing okay. We're doing better. Look, Europe has gone from 0 to 1 plane crash a day, or half a plane crash to 1.5 plane crash. They've doubled. They're doing horrible. They've had a 500% increase, a 2,000% increase. This is the same faulty logic. Y'all are smart. Y'all are Dr. V following. Y'all understand what I'm saying. That's why yesterday, even though 750,000 Americans went on unemployment, something like 22 million Americans are still unemployed, roughly. Yet Trump says, "Oh, we've had the biggest increase in recovery since the Great Depression." That's easy to do when you go from a shutdown, stupid. When you go from 0, I mean, it's not that hard. You guys understand what we're saying? This is horrible. This is not the fastest recovery ever. We're not doing better than Europe. This is ludicrous. All right, here, let me put it to number 1. Let me go back. Let's get very clear about this. They are lying to us, guys. We are being lied to. We have become used to this. And Trump Jr. gets on a show and says, doctors are morons. He calls doctors morons. The same doctors saving your grandmother's life, saving your mother, saving your ass if you go, saving his ass when he went, because his ass wouldn't wear a mask. His ass wasn't social distance. His ass is having pepper rallies with no social distancing, no people wearing masks. His ass gets sick. He gets 12 doctors. He gets all of the treatments that nobody else has. You understand, Regeneron is only in clinical trials. You cannot get Regeneron. This miracle treatment that he touts, you cannot get. It is not even EUA approved. You cannot get it. Okay? So they are lying to us. This is number. This pandemic is over. He's cured the pandemic. No, he has not. What is wrong with this? This has gotten stupider and stupider and stupider. Don Jr. is probably on cocaine. Look how sweaty he is every time he sees. This is bad. Okay? Listen to me, guys. The economy is not the stock market. The Dow Jones is not the economy anymore. It's not a reflection of what's happening on Main Street. We are, since 2008, probably since 2000, quite honestly. The stock market has separated from the economy, from the everyday economy. It is not representative of our economy. And anybody who is supposedly a great businessman would know that. The fact that he thinks because the stock market is up that somehow you're better off shows what a joke he is as a businessman. It's not even true. Okay, it's not even true. All right, number 2, let's talk about stupid shit, right? So number 1, 90,000 US cases in one day. Okay, so we got that part. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. Okay, so let me tell you number 2. Number 2, okay. I already said 3 747 jet plane crashes a day. Said this already. I'll do it again. So what 1,000 deaths is basically like having 3 jet planes crash a day. 3 jet planes every 8 hours are crashing. That's 1,000 deaths a day. And somehow he says it's cured. It's around the corner. We're okay. We have more flights than the rest of the world. That's why. That's why we have more plane crashes. This is stupidity. And here's the thing. He's insulting us. Our leadership is insulting us. The White House is insulting us because they think we're too stupid. They think that we buy into this rhetoric. I'll be honest. I'm saying it's not political, and it's not, because I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican. That's what makes it non-political. It's just stupidity. Stupidity knows no color. Stupidity is not red state or blue state. Stupidity is just stupidity. And here's the problem. He thinks we are stupid. Okay. 3. The problem is the White House thinks we are stupid. And they are smart. Good Lord, what is the deal with my typing? The White House thinks that we are stupid and they are smart. That they can pull the fleece over us. That they can just sit there and say the market's recovering and we believe them. They can say we're turning the corner and we believe them. They can say the word ventilator and we get glassy-eyed like, ooh, ventilator. Ooh, we never heard the word ventilator. Ooh, the magical pixie dust. We're not that stupid. Come on. Come on. All right. Let's talk about stupidity. CDC approves cruise lines, cruise ships reopening. This is next week, guys. Look at this. This is next week, guys. CDC just announced that they have a plan to approve cruise ships reopening starting November 1. It's a 4-stage plan. The first step is the cruise ships have to prove that they can handle an outbreak. What happens if there's an outbreak? Can you handle it? They have to show a plan. Number 2, they have to do a voyage with just cruise ship members and enact out a pandemic and what they would do. Yada, yada, yada. Then they'll do a trip. Okay, first of all, who actually believes that the doctors were behind this? Who believes that the doctors looked at the numbers and said, 90,000 cases a day. Let's put a bunch of these asymptomatic people and some people that are just not gonna, like, I don't want to cancel. These are allergies. This is a cold. I love this one. I went outside with my hair wet. This is not coronavirus. I went outside with my hair wet last night and it was cold, and that's why I have a runny nose. Who knows what I'm talking about? Who had a parent who told them you're sick today because you went out with your hair wet? No, I'm not sick. I don't got coronavirus. I went out with my hair wet yesterday. I washed my car yesterday in the cold weather. That's why I have a runny nose. That's why I have a little fever. I'm not sick. Oh, no, I don't want to cancel my reservation. No, I can't reschedule. No, I can't cancel. You see what happened? People are going to go on cruise ships. Now, all I have to do is remind you guys, I have to remind. All right, hold on. I need to. Who went out with their hair wet and got sick as a kid? I want to see. I want to see all. Michelle went outside. All right, Michelle went outside, got sick with her hair wet. She was told that. There you go. Jamie, my dad always told me that. Right? Okay. It's funny. Aisha up in Chicago. Right? Trump did, if that's really his hair. This is crazy. But that's what's going to happen. Okay. All I have to do is remind you guys what happened when we reopened the country. See, the CDC said, uh-oh, I hope you got laid. That's true. There you go. All right. So, the CDC said, hey, we can reopen the states, but here's what you have to do. You have to show this, you have to show this, you have to show this. And the states went, okay, they tried. And then some rebellious states went, open it up. And Fauci, being the nice guy he is, just very nicely politically said, well, you know, some states didn't really follow the guidelines. Listen, they were Republican states. Come on. They were Georgia, Republican. They were Florida. They were Texas, Republican. They were like, open her up, open her up. And then our cases went crazy. So the fact that the CDC sits there and says, oh, yeah, we got a plan for cruise ships. I ain't getting my skinny ass, Asian ass on a cruise ship. I promise you, you are a special type of stupid if you show up to a cruise ship. If you're like, sounds good to me. Let's go, Paul. That's a special type of stupid, right? At least with airlines. I mean, you could argue about airplanes, about filtration systems being state of the art. A study shows clean air. The airflow goes from top to bottom. I looked at all that stuff, right? But most flights are going to last at the longest 2 hours. A direct flight at the longest. Some are shorter. Houston to Dallas is like 25 minutes, right? Houston to Albuquerque is 2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes. It's not a fucking 7-day cruise. It's not 11 days on the QE2, man. And you're stuck. Oh, you're going to social distance at the buffet. You're going to social distance at the conga line. That's what you're going to do? The limbo line. Hello, can you go? Hello, can you go? Woo-woo! You're going to social distance at the pool. Give me a break. And then you're going to be in the middle of the ocean and you're going to say, breaker, 10-4, breaker. We have a problem here. We have a breakout of coronavirus. And somehow the visiting country is going to be like, sure, come on into Spain. Sure, come on into Greece. Come on in. Bring your coronavirus asses into Sicily. This is stupid. You know, even Mexico might be like, stay your ass away from Cancun. What we had to do, because we're Americans, because we were like, Fort Lauderdale, come on in. But we kept you off. We kept them on the boat. We had to figure out what to do, even moving them to a quarantining place, et cetera, et cetera. This is craziness, guys. So cruise ships reopening, don't go. Okay, number 3. Did you know this? Regeneron paused its trial. Paused a trial. They're involved in several trials. I will say that, right? Regeneron is involved in several trials. Regeneron is the antibody cocktail. Regeneron is actually the company. They have 2 antibodies that they mixed into a cocktail, gave it to Trump, and he's like, that's the main drug that he's been touting, Regeneron. Okay, first of all, Regeneron has not been approved for anything. It's not even EUA. It's not even on the Emergency Use Act. They just applied for it in the beginning of October after Trump touted it. It has not been approved, right? So they're involved in several trials, but the particular trial they're talking about here was involving what's called higher risk patients, higher status patients. So these were for patients who were on ventilators or high flow oxygen. What they found was the risk to benefit ratio. There was more risk than benefit. In other words, they were seeing more complications on Regeneron than benefits. Now, Regeneron is the company, the cocktail, antibody cocktail is what they were on. And Regeneron did not stop it. It is an independent data committee that oversees the trial. So it's an independent, nonpartisan, not related to the drug the drug manufacturer, not related to Regeneron, independent, who looks at the data and says, listen, there is too much risk, not enough benefit. So they put it on pause. There's an alarm. This is how trials work. This is a good thing, not a bad thing. But the lack of benefit was, or higher risk, whichever way you want to look at it, was in patients who were either on ventilators or high flow oxygen. The other two groups were no oxygen or low flow oxygen. So in order from least severe to most severe: no oxygen, low flow oxygen, high flow oxygen, and ventilator, which is the ultimate oxygen. Okay, so the last two, they stopped the trial. They paused it. And ventilators and high flow oxygen. We know that President Trump was on oxygen at some point. My guess is he probably fit in the low flow oxygen, not no oxygen, but low. So probably number 2 of the 4. Those trials continue. That means the patients are not as sick. Maybe they are earlier in their phases, earlier in, and they haven't formed antibodies yet. For whatever reason, they could be immunocompromised, or maybe they didn't get enough of a viral load. For whatever reason, they don't have as many antibodies. Regeneron seems to be of some benefit in those patients. But what we do know is, as of today, it does not appear to show benefit in high flow or ventilated patients. So they paused that part of the trial. They are re-looking at the data. Now, just like a lot of the vaccine trials, they might restart the trial, or they might discontinue that arm, or those two categories. Whatever they're going to do, this independent board is going to decide and release the information in a couple of weeks. But Regeneron went with the agreement. To their credit, they're like, yeah, well, that's what they're supposed to do. When you get on a trial, you kind of give away that sort of decision making to the independent committee. Okay, so this is a lot like hydroxychloroquine. Dude, don't jump the bandwagon. Don't jump the Kool-Aid. And I'm going to remind people, before last week, the World Health Organization released a study, released a report stating remdesivir has no effect. Okay. So in case you missed it, I did a video on this. But last week, the World Health Organization released an interim report that said remdesivir has no effect. It said hydroxychloroquine is absolutely gone. So anybody who is still talking about hydroxychloroquine, please just shut up. Please just go away. Okay. And then it also said interferon, lopinavir, which is like an HIV medicine, has no benefit, and interferon used in hepatitis and other diseases has no benefit, and included remdesivir seems to have no benefit. Now, this is not a perfect study. It was not peer reviewed yet. It's up for peer review, but they went ahead and released the data. That seems to suggest that remdesivir has no effect, no benefit. More to come from this, right? But for sure, Regeneron has stopped trial, has paused to look at the data showing no benefit in high flow oxygen or ventilated patients. That just came out today. So, yet we have, White House administration saying that, they've ended this pandemic, 90,000 cases today. I said this was going to be a rant. I'm hardly even cussing. Are y'all disappointed? I'm not feeling it. I'm drained, man. I'm really just kind of sad. I'm not like this is terrible. Okay, now let's talk about real quick. Okay, number 5, Halloween. If anybody is doing traditional Halloweening, I just don't understand. This is the problem with a lot of people. It's the cookie study. You cannot put off instant gratification. You are so worried you're going to upset your little 4-year-old, 5-year-old kid. You're going to put them at risk for Halloween. They're wearing a mask. Part of their costume is a mask. There's a princess. I don't know about you, but like my little princess doesn't really want to wear a mask. She wears a mask to, when she went to school out in public. She's good about wearing a mask, but it's not part of her costume, right? Is everybody going to be a ninja? You're going to wear a mask for ninja? Everybody's going to dress. The most popular costume for 2020 for Halloween is a surgeon. Surgeon with a face mask on. The most popular costume for Halloween 2020 is naughty nurse with a costume, with a face mask, wearing PPE, right? But little kids, boys and girls, want to be cowboys and Indians and princesses and ninjas. But listen, there are ways around this. I'm, as a good neighbor, I'm not putting a bucket of candy out. I don't know if I'm going to put out any candy. If I put out anything, it'll be a table of candy, kind of separated, so they don't have to reach into a bowl. They have individually wrapped candy just kind of spread out, and they can just kind of take 1 or 2 pieces at a time. Maybe I'll do something like that, right? I don't know for sure. But haven't decided. I'm keeping my kid at home, my 4-year-old at home. My 14-year-old is with her mom. She has an audition, a callback audition for Fame, which she's in theater. She's 14. She loves theater, so she's working on her video. So she's not wanting to go trick or treating, right? But there are parents who will be taking their kids out, which I think is crazy. They've offered some alternatives that you can have a little pod of kids. If a lot of your family are already doing this for homeschooling or daycare, they have a pod of 4 or 5 kids that they've been together with, which I think is stupid unless you test. I test. My neighbor Tom, his wife they have a 7-year-old daughter that is like best friends with my daughter. And so we test each other. I test them. I test myself every 2 or 3 weeks. I've tested myself the last 2 Sundays in a row, depending on my activity. I make these tits. These tits. It's not in me tonight, guys. I made these coronavirus COVID test kits myself. This is the test. It's on the FDA EUA list. I put them together. It's got your little lance to prick your finger. It gives you results in 10 minutes. It's an antibody test, 95% accurate. You do it at home. You don't report it. You don't call a lab. You don't have to send it in. It's like a pregnancy test, except you don't pee on it. It's a little finger prick with a drop of blood, and it gives you the results. Okay. I created these test, these sheets for you to read so you can interpret it. It's kind of for dummies. It's foolproof on how you read it and everything. You can get these from me. Just message me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Dr. Vong, and you can check that out. Some of y'all want to know where to get it right there. It's scrolling at the bottom, facebook.com. So if you're doing Halloween, what you can do is like have your little pod together and do kind of like a Halloween Easter meets Easter where you do a candy hunt. It's not quite as exciting, but it's okay. You can do it outside in the backyard where they can look for candy and kind of call it a day. Um, it's just going to be different, man. Just like Thanksgiving is going to be different. Just like Christmas is going to be different. And guys, where you believe it or not, the vaccine's not around the corner. Don't count on a vaccine anytime soon. Listen, guys, they think we're stupid. This is the problem. The White House leadership the current White House leadership thinks we're stupid. He keeps saying, oh, there's going to be a vaccine right before the election day, possibly right before election. No, there's not. Fauci finally came out and said, the soonest we're going to get it will be January. The earliest the vaccine will come out will be January. And everybody pretty much agrees that mass distribution of a vaccine won't be until next summer, maybe even third quarter. And even then, 40% of Americans polled have said that they wouldn't take it, right? So I would not count on a vaccine anytime soon. And in order for a vaccine to work, what you're doing with a vaccine is hoping to get to herd immunity. You don't need to vaccinate 100% of your population, your country. But you got to get to 70% of either combination of vaccination or exposure. And right now, 9 million Americans have been exposed, possibly more. That number could be lower, it could be higher. That's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Because with those higher underreported numbers, there are also higher deaths of people dying at home that we don't count. Right? So you can't have it both ways, Uncle Billy. But for what we know, 9 million Americans, that's 9 out of 330 million, right? So that's 3 out of 110. I'm trying to do the math in my head really fast, right? So we're not even close to 70%. I mean, 210 million Americans would have to either be exposed or vaccinated to get to the 70%. 210 million, 220 million Americans. We're not even close. So you're talking about, 220 million doses. And they're talking, they might have 100 million. We're not even anywhere close. And then 40% of Americans won't take it the first time. And most of the vaccines are 2 doses. So now you got to double that. You're talking about 500 million doses of vaccines. And Americans, how people are. How many of them are going to come back for the booster? Not 100%. Not 100%. It's like a girl who takes birth control pill. Well, I take birth control. Every day? What? You mean I have to take birth control pill every day? Yeah, every day. Well, it's like the guy. I use condoms every time. What? You mean you're supposed to use a condom every time? If you don't want to catch something or get her pregnant or have a drippy dick, your nickname's going to be Drippy. I mean, come on, unless you want the nickname Drippy. Your nickname's Joe. My name is Matt. My name's John. Why are you calling me Joe? Oh, because you got more crabs in Joe's Crab Shack. That's why. You see, that's how people think. People think that ordering a book is the same thing as reading a book. That signing up for an online course is the same thing as taking the online course. That ordering Jenny Craig or Nutrisystem is the same thing as eating Nutrisystem, is actually doing something. That bitching about the coronavirus is the same thing as doing something about the coronavirus. People are very confused by this. I wouldn't count on a vaccine anytime soon. This is human behavior. All right. Now, my last rant, and it doesn't matter who's president. Okay. Doesn't matter who wins. Massive suffering. Listen to me. I've been preparing my my people in my challenge for this. It doesn't matter who wins. There's going to be massive suffering. Massive suffering. You guys, Joe Biden is right. There is a long, cold winter coming, guys. You're going to have cases through the wazoo with, influenza. Because you know how 2020 is. If 2020 had record wildfires, had record hurricanes, you're going to have mudslides. I haven't even started talking about mudslides. I tell my people in my challenge group about mudslides. Mudslides are coming to the mountain regions, Colorado, California, Oregon. Mudslides are coming. Okay. But if you think, why would you be surprised if I told you we're going to have a record-breaking influenza year? Of course we are going to have a record-breaking influenza year. But doesn't wearing masks help people? Won't that keep the numbers of influenza down? Do you really believe that? Who do you think put that out? Who do you think put out that false information? People don't wear masks 100% of the time. I don't wear masks 100% of the time. You're liable to catch influenza anywhere, workplace, restaurants, anywhere. You're not wearing a mask when you eat. I wear a mask when I go to a restaurant. I sit outside, but that doesn't mean the person behind me or next to me or 6 feet away doesn't sneeze on the bar, on the handle rail, and then I put my hand on the handle rail. You're not supposed to touch it. Sometimes you touch the handle fucking rail. I mean, like, you're going up the stairs with a bag of groceries. You're going to touch, the handle rail. And then I put my solution on and my gel on in my car. But you can't be 100%. Even that's just where it is. There's going to be massive suffering on the way. But here's the thing. It's completely avoidable. It's completely avoidable. Guys, it doesn't have to be this way. We can be better than this, right? All right. That's the end of my rant. If you want COVID rapid test kits, go to facebook.com/Dr. Vong, message me. It's they retail for $100. You saw Costco selling the saliva ones for $130. The antibody ones go for $150. This weekend you can get them from me for $50 each kit, but there's a minimum order of 40. You have to order 40. That's how I get the price break. You can get one of these for $50, minimum order of 40. So message me on facebook.com, but just say 40, Dr. V. I need 40. So that if you can do the math, if you can't do the math, don't message me. 40 times 50, that's a $2,000 investment. Get in with some friends. You're going to use 40, promise you. I've tested myself probably 15 times since in the last 2 months. Maybe not that much. Every other week, 8 times, 10 times, right? Okay. So this weekend, I'll be doing more COVID conversations. I will be taking your questions, but I'm opening up my enrollment for my challenge. So what I want to do is show you real quick my challenge. If you go to weightlosschallenge.com, let me share my screen. I only open this up for a couple of days every month, and the challenge is awesome. Okay. I closed it by accident. So go to weightlosschallenge.com. You'll see this page, Dr. V's Weight Loss Challenge. November, we are focusing on the mental side of weight loss. You do not have to have weight loss surgery. It will work. Even if you've gained the COVID-19, maybe you just want to lose some weight. We open this once a month, all right, towards the end of the month. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a daily Facebook Live from me, right? A daily Facebook Live. We usually go between 45 minutes to an hour, where I kind of dive into the deeper parts, the psychological, emotional support. It's great if you've had weight loss surgery. It works for sleeves, bands, revisions, bypasses, DSs. It works for vegans, non-vegans, vegetarians. We partner you up with an accountability partner. It works for non-surgical people who don't want to have weight loss surgery or haven't had weight loss surgery. It works for pre-op, post-op. We give you access to 2 great groups. Okay. Somehow I'm not getting I have lots of video testimony. Oh, here we go. There we go. Check this out. Have you had weight loss surgery, or have you struggled with surgery, with obesity your whole life? And you know that there are things that you just don't know. You're struggling. Things are tough. There are things you could be doing. Well, I can help you. That's what this program's all about. If you join this challenge, what you're going to find is a very loving community of like-minded people who have committed to seeing everybody win. Now, what are you going to get? You're going to get a daily email from me with specific tasks of things you need to do. And it's stuff that you don't even realize you need to do. In fact, it's quite ironic that there are a lot of patients who are in this challenge who actually lost weight, and they'll tell you they've lost weight, even though I don't really tell them what to eat. I don't tell them what to eat. The first thing we do is work on the mind, the thought processes, the thinking. We clear out all the clutter. And when we are able to clear out the clutter, then I can insert the new information that's really going to radically change your life. All right. So you'll get a daily email with tasks from me. And then number two, you'll also get a daily, not a monthly, not once a week, but every single day. Yes, even Saturdays and Sundays, you'll get a daily Facebook Live with me where for about 30 to 45 minutes, we'll talk to you about the challenge, what's happening, and give you specific, deeper insight. And we're going to go real deep into what's holding you up. Okay. All right. So we'll get to the secret Facebook groups. It's a lot of interaction. If you're interested in learning from me, this challenge is the way to go. We got a bunch of testimonials for you to watch through. They're really, 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 really good. Let's check this one out.
Hello, my name is Jennifer. I just joined the challenge in July. I had my gastric sleeve done in August of 2017. My highest weight was 408 pounds. I am currently 178. I'm still considered overweight, even though I lost all that weight. I need to get down to the proper BMI. And I kind of fell off the wagon, and I am ready to make my comeback and to get where I need to be and try to maintain at that point. So far with this challenge, even though it's been not even a month yet, it's about getting back to where you need to be to get your mind, body, and soul to where it needs to be so you can go on your journey and finish your weight loss or start your weight loss. It just depends on where you're at. I highly recommend it. It's so worth it. You meet great people. If you need advice, everyone is willing to come out and help you with answers. I posted something and I couldn't believe the responses I got. But yeah, come join us. It's fantastic. You'll meet a lot of great people. Thanks.
All right. So Jennifer is giving you a testimonial. You get all of this for less than $1 a day, $27 a month. Just try it for 1 month, to get accountability, success tips. We also partnered with Food 2.5 with Sandy Rash to bring you live cooking demonstrations, about two a month. We do these in the evening time so we can change it up for you. She's taught over 300 people how to cook. And her principle is twice the flavor for half the calories. We do elimination goals. November elimination is no complaining. So no complaining, that's a big goal. You're right. We've done things like no alcohol, no red meat, no coffee, no artificial sweeteners, no caffeine. We also have a triple certified coach who herself is a sleever. You don't have to have weight loss surgery. And the fitness exercises are to loosen you up, to keep you limber so you don't get hurt. It's not to bulk you up. We got lots of testimonials. I cover a lot of topics. $27 a month. Get it now before it closes. You have till Sunday. But I wouldn't wait if I were you guys, right? If you're not willing, one of the things I tell people in my challenge, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, then people won't invest in you. You'll never get better. You'll never get over this. And honestly, guys, for us to get over this thing, we need to get better. We really, really do, right? So if you are coming in to the challenge, we're super excited to have you, right? I'll be back tomorrow and Sunday. We'll do a Q&A. So get your questions ready. Talk to you later. See you next time. Bye, guys.